Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Now, um, I got some news for you. I'm a nerd. I actually have a lot of small hobbies that I do. I do a little bit of everything. You guys know that audio that was like trending a couple of like months ago, where it's like a girl and she's like, what am I good at? I like a little bit of this and that and this and that. And and people use it to show the different side of them. Well, one side of me that some people don't know is that I can solve the Rubik's Cube. If you're a little hyperactive goblin like me and you can't sit down, you would want to fill your time with anything. One time it was poetry, another time it was coloring, one point it was chess, and one point it was the Rubik's Cube. I learned how to solve the Rubik's Cube, and my best score, if I can remember, the months that I was like obsessively solving it, I even took it outside. I was solving it in the tramway, I was solving it in university. It was 50 seconds, which I was really proud of, but now I'm a little bit rusty, and I'm gonna tell you the story of my first ever Rubik's Cube competition and how my own brain literally made me lose second place. That's actually where I came right now. I was in the competition, and I'm not gonna lie, in the taxi drive back here, I was a little bit sad because like the mistake that I did was like running through my head, and I was like, if only I didn't do that. And I was like thinking of things that would cheer me up. One was like buying junk food because I fill the hole with junk food. And I actually bought something new. I bought a monster drink, which we don't really have a lot of those here, and I want to taste test it for you guys while I tell you the story. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, I was thinking of what could cheer me up, and I thought, why not make a YouTube video about my experience and share it with you guys. So welcome to this story time video of my first ever Rubik's Cube competition. Before we go into it, let's do some ASMR. Wait. Is that good? Ooh. I actually tasted monster drinks once, and it was like the original flavor, and I didn't like it at all. And I wanted to taste the red one because red is my favorite. Wait, hold up. Nice. I wanted to taste the red one because red is my favorite, but they were out of them. And I guess all they had is yellow, and I don't really know what the yellow flavor is. It's literally Monster Energy the Doctor. Well, this is not gonna cure me, I'm gonna tell you that much. Cheers. I do not like it. This is horrible. This is like expired orange juice. Mind you, I'm already a hyperactive person, so this is, this is a good idea. Yeah, no, doesn't taste good. I mean, I'm gonna drink it, but doesn't taste that good. I don't know. This is my second monster try, and like, I don't know, I see people obsessed with it. It's not really all that. If I will give it like one last try. Not this flavor. This flavor is hideous. I will do the either the blue one or the red one, because the blue one is everybody's favorite, and the red one is my favorite color. I don't know, I want to try it. But yeah. And if I don't like one of those, I will never drink Monster again because it's not worth it. It's like expensive, and for what? Anyways, let's get to the story. So, this Rubik's Cube competition was done by GDG, which stands for Google Developer Students, and they are a Google Developer Students group, and they are some of my good friends are there. I used to be part of GDG. a while back, but I that chapter ended. But it doesn't mean that their events I don't really go to them. I actually went to a few of their events, and when they did the Rubik's Cube, I was so excited. Now, I'm gonna say this. I could have practiced, right? Like I could have like done more. But it was a very busy week, and I had like my Italian exam that I had to study for. So like I really couldn't really practice. So I just went with like what I had. And I know that what I had wasn't really enough, but it's okay. I told myself I registered as the beginner because there are three categories. There's beginner, intermediate, and professional. So I was like, it's okay. I registered as a beginner. That's totally fine. Well, when I arrived and I said hi to everybody and I met some of my friends and I met the president of the club, which was one of my good friends, and I told him, so how's the competition gonna go? Apparently, not a lot of people came because, surprise, surprise, not a lot of people know how to solve the Rubik's Cube. They only had a handful of people, so they changed it. Rather than having like a group of beginners battling amongst themselves for the best and a group of intermediates and a group of professionals, the first thing they did is they did the testing, and then through the testing, they categorized like the people. So they had 3 in the first group, 3 in the second group, 3 in the third group. The first group, their timing was between like a minute and 2 minutes. The second group, their timing was between a minute and a minute 30, and the best group was under a minute. Okay, but then what they did is they eliminated 1 from each. So now instead of like 6. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now instead of 9, they have 6. I'm not good with math, but yeah, they have 6. And these 6 people, we have 2 of the best ones, 2 of the medium ones, and 2 of the average ones. They mix them up. So like one who was, for example, his best score was under a minute, was against one who that his best score was a minute. So that made me like so demotivated because I knew that I was gonna lose. Because in my head, if I only battled the ones that were like in my level, I had a chance. But if you put me against someone who has their best score is 30 seconds, of course I'm gonna lose. So I was bummed out and I really wanted to give up, but my friends there didn't let me. They were like, it's too late to give up. You're here, just have fun, just try to have fun. And I was like, fine. So as I sat there so obviously the first thing is testing, is to see what is your score to put you in that group. My testing was the worst score out of everybody. I did 2 minutes, right? 2 minutes, 0.6. Now you might be wondering, why did I do 2 minutes if I said my best score was a minute 30, right? It's because I thought it was a good idea to change my cube at the last second. So this is my cube, right? It is not a professional cube. It is very wonky. There is a huge difference between a professional cube and a normal cube. And they told us, bring your own cube. And obviously none of the people had professional cubes aside from the professional ones. So they were like, if your cube is bad, we will replace it for you. But something you guys need to realize I think this is in psychology or something, in Rubik's Cube, when you are accustomed and used to a cube, you will perform better even if you use a professional one, which happened to me. I didn't like my cube and I saw a professional one and they said, we can give you that one. You can use the professional one. So I was like, perfect. Obviously, I'm going to do better, right? Wrong. I was, it didn't mess me up, but like I wasn't used to it. I don't know how to describe it. I wasn't used to the feel. I wasn't used to the colors. So I did 2 minutes and thank God it was a testing, because when I saw 2 minutes, I realized the mistake I did, but I was so scared because I thought maybe it was too late. But thankfully, they changed our seating. So like each participant is met with an organizer, and that organizer is the one who like times him and like checks that everything's okay. So my organizer was cutest, sweetest girl ever. I didn't catch your name. If you're watching this, she's probably not watching this, but girl, if you're watching this, thank you. You've saved my life. You're such a cutie pie and a sweetie, and I'll tell you guys more how this girl saved my life. Saved my life sounds so dramatic, but yeah. I talked to her and I was like, hey, I kind of changed my cube because I thought the professional one would make me do better, but I realized that's a mistake and I actually need my own cube because I'm just used to it. So do you think? And she was like, we'll see. I'll ask the president. Now, I didn't want to bother anybody. I wanted just this to be between us. So I was like, oh, wait, never mind. She's like, I'll handle it. So she went and she asked, and they were like, yeah, sure. If it bothers you, we can give you your cube back. And okay, I got my own cube. And by the way, each of us, so they saw 2 minutes and they were like, okay. They put me with a group, 2 other people that one had like 1:30 and one had 1:08, something like that. So I was clearly the worst out of the bunch. Well, now they're gonna see my real skills, right? So I got my cube and I started, and we have 5 tries. Not really 5 tries, but 5 times to like solve it. And basically what they do, so let's say you have 1:03, 1:08, 1:01, and 2 minutes. What do? Is that they take off the best and worst score. So for example, my worst score was 2 minutes in those 5 tries. They take it out. Why? Because sometimes you're unlucky, sometimes there's a problem. They don't take it in consideration, but they also don't take your best try in consideration because once again, maybe you're lucky, maybe the cube was in your favor. You never know, because it's all about possibilities if you really know about the Rubik's Cube. So they take off the best one. Now you're left with 3 tries. Those 3 tries are your average. So they count them and like divide them and calculate the average. And according to the average it's decided if you are eliminated or not. So for example, in my group we had 3 people. If someone has the average of 1.5, 1.3, and I had an average of 1.4, the 1.5 is the one who gets eliminated. I hope you're with me. And I did good. I did really, really good. Keep in mind, my testing was 2 minutes, but now that I have my own cube and I'm not stressed, guess what? I think I had the paper with me somewhere, but I was texting my brother every time I finished a turn because my brother was with me. I don't have the paper. I'm gonna go look for it. Okay, I went and looked for it and I found the paper. So as you see here, you have your name, and then you have 5 tries, right? It was originally 7, but because of the time, they did only 5. And there's a box that you need to sign. The judge, which means the organizer that was with you and is a witness that this is your time, will sign it, and then you signed it as well. So here are my 5. Well, I'm gonna tell you only the 4 tries because something happened at the 5th one. My first try, 1:28 seconds. My second try, 1:19 seconds. My third try, 1:39 seconds. And my fourth try, 1:26. This had made me extremely happy because, as I said, in my testing, I did 2 minutes. So I went from 2 minutes to 1:28 just because I changed the cube. Do you see how different that is? Now, I was on a rush, I was on a high, but now we go to the mistake that I did, which honestly, it's probably gonna keep me up at night, but I want to share with it first to get it out of my system because I'm really sad if I think about it, and also to give you an advice because there is a moral at the end of this story. Before you actually start solving the cube, you have 15 seconds of scanning. See, you have to see the cube and you have to analyze how you're gonna start, right? If you go past 15 seconds, that is called DNF, did not finish, because you are not allowed more than 15 seconds to scan it, right? Every time in those 4 tries, I scanned it, I put it down, I'm ready. I put my hands, because you have to put your hand on a little machine to like time you. I put my hands, and I lift my hands and I start solving, right? Every time. Something about the fifth time, I don't know what it was. I don't know what kind of demon possessed me, or anxiety, or whatever. I picked it up, I scanned it, I put it down, I said I'm ready. And when you say you're ready, you have to put your hand and start. As I said I'm ready, I froze. I just didn't start. I cannot tell you what happened. I do not know what happened. I just froze. And the organizer is like, you're past 15 minutes. I was like, what? And she looks at me, she's like, stop. You're past 15 seconds. You're past 15 seconds. So she had to write DNF. Why is this such a blow? Is because, as I said, they take off the best score and they take off the worst score. In this case, it's a DNF, and they sum the average. Well, my opponents didn't do a DNF. My opponents had 5 tries, so they were statistically more likely to have a better score than me. And that's exactly what happened. When they announced the scores, the person that beat me, I don't remember the score, because remember, there are 3 people. I'm in a group of 3 people, and one is gonna get eliminated. I don't remember the one who did the best. 1 minute 0.8 something. It was between me and this guy. The guy did 1.25 or something, and I did 1.31 as an average. I lost by 6 seconds. And something assures me that if I didn't do that DNF, I could have gotten to the second round. Now, was I gonna lose either way? I would have. And I kind of was starting to accept it. Because, as I said, they were gonna pair me with someone. Fun fact, the guy who beat me was paired with someone who did it in like 50 seconds. Obviously, he's gonna lose, right? But I hate when I do a mistake that it wasn't about definitive. It's about me. It's about my mind. And that happens so much, so many times. My mind, it's what stops me. And I talked to this in therapy. I am such an overthinker. And I am my worst enemy. I tear myself down. I stop myself. My brain was so scared of doing my best that it froze. It's such a shame. You know? I can't even be proud of myself that, hey, I can solve a Rubik's Cube in 1.19, my best score, 1.19 seconds, and my average is 1.3. I can't be happy about that. Sorry, that was my notification. I can't be happy about that because all my brain sees is the DNF. I don't know if you can see that. All my brain sees is the DNF. It doesn't see the 1.2, 1.1, 1.3. It doesn't see it. It sees only the DNF. And this is the moral of the story, is that this Rubik's Cube competition has opened my eyes to the fact that I need to stop only looking at the negative. I need to stop letting my brain convince me that I can only do bad things. And I want you to reflect on that too. Next time you're doing your best, whether it's a competition or an event or grades, please look at the good things. Look at the 14, look at the 15 out of 20. Don't look at the 9. Look at the event, look at the happy people. Don't look that nobody came. Look at the full seats, don't look at the empty seats. Or you can look at both, but don't neglect the good stuff. I don't know. Maybe you're not like me. Maybe you're like, I don't think like that. I'll be fucking stoked. But if you are like me, then take this from the heart, because I am not gonna let my brain freeze me again. Okay? And I'm not gonna let my brain convince me that I'm nothing, that I'm a loser. Because I see the 1.19. And that's something to be proud of, damn it. And I got my certification that I participated in the first ever Rubik's Cube competition in my small town, which is Sidi Bel Abbas in Algeria, and I'm proud of it. Hopefully, this is gonna go in my, well, not my resume, but my curriculum and my scholarship pursue. And who knows, maybe this mistake and this Rubik's Cube and this tournament was what gets me my scholarship. Who knows? It's about the experience. So, I just want to say this is my participant badge, this is my certificate. Thank you, GDG, for hosting this event. And thank you, me, for being courageous enough to take this and for being so hyperactive that I learned the Rubik's Cube in 2020 when it was quarantine and I had nothing to do. I would like to solve it, but I think that would be boring and I think nobody would want to see that. So um, maybe I'll do another story time next time, and in the meantime, I will solve it. But I promise I can. I have the certificate to prove it. Anyways, thank you guys for this. Don't buy this. This is trash. Unless you want to sponsor me, then Monster is really good. I'm kidding. Yeah, thank you so much for listening to my story time. And remember, see the good, not the bad. Not always, at least. Bye bye.